Superintendent Chalmers. It's a pleasure to see you. Come right in. Come right in. I've got something special cooking up today.
Ah, Skinner. Great to be here. The smell is tantalizing.
Indeed, I'm making namak para. It's a dish from my mother's homeland. You dunk these delightful fritters into a lentil soup and it just melts in your mouth.
Now, that sounds interesting. But we're here to discuss your duties as principal. I trust you're up to the task.
Duties. 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 Duty, 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 duty. Duty, duty, duty. Is a fun new.
Well, yes, it is a word, Skinner. Now, let's focus on the responsibilities at hand.
Of course, Chalmers. I'll put on the kettle for some tea. Would you like some?
Yes, I love some, Skinner.
And perhaps a piece of your namak para as well.
Excellent choice. With great pleasure, I will serve you up some of this culinary marvel.
Suddenly, the oven timer goes off with a loud, obnoxious beep. Skinner jumps and covers his heart.
Swell, Chalmers, I almost forgot about my namak para. Let it rest for a few minutes and it'll be perfect.
Ah, such a dedicated kitchen maestro.
Precisely, Chalmers, yes. Now let me just plate up a few for us and we can dine in true memorial high fashion.
Seymour Skinner, sitting at the kitchen table, staring at the burnt namak para with disbelief.
What the fuck? Quetzalcoatl, you fucking bullshit god. How could you let this happen? My namak para burnt to a crisp.
Seymour Skinner slams his fist on the table, cursing under his breath.
I'll show Cinnamon Roll Face for once. I'll bet my last penny on it. I'll make her regret treating me like a goddamn second-class citizen.
Seymour Skinner stands up, pacing back and forth in the kitchen.
Fuck this. I'll crash the school board meeting. I'll stage a protest in front of City Hall. I'll even shave my head and join the fucking PETA. Anything to make them see that I'm not some weak, ineffectual administrator.
Seymour Skinner stops pacing and looks up to the ceiling deep in thought.
But no, that's not me. I'm Seymour Skinner, the sweet, loving assistant principal of Memorial High. I can't even make a simple dish without it turning into a disaster. I guess I'll just have to suffer in silence and maybe next time. Maybe next time.
Seymour Skinner sits back down at the table staring at the charred remains of his namak para, shaking his head in disappointment. The timer for his kettle beeps in the background.
That's okay.
What have I done to you and your blessed namak para?
Why did you forsake me this time? I'll never understand your capricious ways.
Long pause as Skinner stares at the charcoal remains of his dish, deep in thought.
But wait, I see a possible solution. Looking out the window, there's Eden Foods, and with their vegetarian alternatives, perhaps they have a suitable replacement for my beloved namak para.
Seymour Skinner leans closer to the window, squinting to read the sign.
Yes, I think they might just have what I need. Now how to acquire it? With the wind in my favor and a little luck, I might just climb out this window and grab some.
Seymour Skinner chuckles to himself, relishing the audacity of his plan.
The memory of the burnt namak para will be replaced by a new triumph.
Seymour Skinner pauses, his expression turning contemplative.
But the way to the window lies through the principal's office, where Chalmers waits, discussing my duties as principal. He'll see me, understandably skeptical of my climbing habits. I'll need to come up with a clever excuse.
Seymour Skinner sighs, but his gaze soon brightens. He begins to plan, his excitement growing with every word.
Now, let's see how far I can get with my charm and quick thinking. I'll make a believer out of them, and hopefully, with a replacement Namak Para, I'll be on my way to culinary success once again. Oh, Chalmers, glad to see you. I'm in the middle of making a traditional dish from my mom's homeland called Namak Para.
Really, Skinner? I've never heard of that. Do tell.
Certainly. Namak Para is a Bengali fritter. You dunk these beauties into a lentil soup and it just melts in your mouth. Quite delightful.
That does sound interesting. I'm here to discuss your duties as the principal, Skinner.
Yes. Duties. Chalmers, you know I can't resist the urge to laugh when I hear the word duties. Duty. Duties are like a prankster friend that always surprises you.
Well, Skinner, let's focus on your responsibilities as principal, shall we?
Yeah, absolutely, Chalmers. But first, you've mentioned Eden Foods in our previous meetings, right?
Ah, yes, they are a supplier for our cafeteria. Their vegetarian alternatives have been quite popular with the students.
Interesting. Eden Foods might just have a vegetarian alternative to Namak Para, which could be a suitable replacement for the real deal. Would you join me for a taste, Chalmers?
Why not, Skinner? I'll gladly assist in your culinary exploration.
Now let's make a request to Eden Foods to try their version of Namak Para. Who knows? We might stumble upon a new sensation for our students. Here we are, Chalmers, enjoying the fruits of my labor. I present to you a vegetarian alternative to Namak Para, prepared just for you.
Skinner, this is not Namak Para. Eden Foods Inc. Label is on the plate.
Yes, Chalmers, you're quite observant. I encountered a few unexpected circumstances while procuring the authentic Namak Para. This is a perfect substitute.
Skinner, I must admit, I do appreciate Eden Foods and dishes. They are quite tasty.
I'm glad you find it to your liking. In light of recent events, let's just consider this a culinary curveball that led us to a delightful substitution.
Well, Skinner, as long as the meals are appetizing and the students are satisfied, I'm content.
Chalmers, your understanding makes all the difference in my kitchen adventures. Let's savor our dinner. Get in.
Skinner, what's that smoke coming from the kitchen?
Well, that is just the aurora borealis. It's a kitchen phenomenon, a rare occurrence. It's quite breathtaking.
The aurora borealis in the kitchen? I don't think so, Skinner. That's a northern lights phenomenon.
I mean, the aurora borealis can manifest in various forms. It's quite unpredictable.
You see more. There's a fire in the kitchen. We need to address that immediately. Let's not make up stories to avoid the issue.
Of course, Chalmers. I'll put it out right away.
Good. I'm glad we got that handled. Now, back to our discussion of your duties as principal. Skinner, I must admit, that wasn't Namak Para. I tasted in the kitchen. Eden Foods' vegetarian fritters, though enjoyable, don't compare.
I see where your confusion lies, Chalmers. The real deal, you see, is quite difficult to obtain these days. My apologies for the mix-up.
Miss Skinner, your house is on fire. I can see the smoke billowing from your windows.
Oh, that. It's just the aurora borealis, Chalmers. A rare kitchen phenomenon manifesting as a burning house.
Well, I highly doubt that, Skinner. We need to address the issue at hand. Your house is on fire, and I think it's best we call a fire department.
Yes, of course. I'll make the call right away. Thank you, Chalmers, for your concern.
Very well, Skinner. I will leave you to deal with the situation. Until next time.
Goodbye, Chalmers. I'll make sure everything's taken care of.